baggy because I was really sleep deprived, and he just sort of counselled me on sleeping and like try and keep my head up, and I was like having no sleep though really.
Is this like after one
Just
of your
after
children?
Mary,
Okay.
yeah. Mary who doesn't sleep. So thanks for that. Doctor something. I can't remember his name. I'll put it on Instagram maybe.
Okay.
Good man though, in Cardiff. So 7 skins. Do you know what 7 skins technique is all about?
Yeah, it's designed by toner making companies to sell more hydrating toner.
Yeah, you might be right. Maybe What are you? Someone
on our chat room on Facebook, Skincare with Friends, I can't remember who it was, because there've been a few... Has there been articles about it in the mainstream print media?
Probably.
Because everyone seems to be talking about it at the moment.
The Decium chat room is alive with 7 skins.
Is it really?
Posts.
Yeah.
Oh,
and a couple of the people on our group have been talking about it. And someone said, I just don't see the point in spraying that much hydrating toner on your face for it to just disappear.
It just evaporates pretty much.
Yeah, but it evaporates into your face, though.
Some of it evaporates into the environment, though, I reckon.
Well,
it just dries up. But it doesn't just dry up, it also absorbs into your face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe 4 out of the 7 skins does that.
Yeah.
The 3 just goes into the air.
Yeah.
Okay, tell us about it, Nia.
So it's a practice recommended by Asian skincare people. I don't know where it came from. I don't know who was the first person to talk about it.
Oh, I would just say Korea.
Yeah.
South Korea.
Yeah, it's a thing where you apply 7 layers of hydrating essence, toner or serum to the skin and allow it to absorb to achieve plump, hydrated skin. And there seems to be an emphasis on patting it in. So get some essence in the palms of your hand and pat it into your face.
Okay.
To sort of make it absorb. But, you don't have to do it like that. And you don't have to put 7 layers on. It doesn't have to be any amount of layers, really.
I do kind of get bored after like 3.
Yeah.
I think I've ever done 7, really.
No. 4 at a push. Yeah.
Okay.
So that's what it is. And do you do it? Do you routinely?
Not routinely.
Hydrate?
A few times a week I try and use my 3 skin system.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fair enough.
At the moment, just because it's winter and
about 3.
Dry.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just
feel like your skin's a bit dry.
Yeah, I do.
Hydrate it up. And where should it go in your routine? It's the next point I've written on my points to talk about. It should go after cleansing, before moisturising.
Okay.
There is a bit of, I think people are sort of querying where to put their actives then, so that doing this sort of intense hydration.
Yeah.
So where would the acids and the retinoids and the peptides go?
Okay.
So I would say it depends on what actives you're putting on. So if you're using an oil-based active like retinoid or retinol and squalene, just put it on after you've done the hydration. Acids, so you know that the hydration would eventually neutralise the acid on your face.
Okay.
So I'd probably do a couple of layers of hydration and then an acid, and then maybe another 1 or 2 layers.
Okay.
And count the acid as a part of your hydration.
Okay.
But yeah, tretinoin, I'd probably wait for everything to just soak in.
Yeah.
Completely, and then do the tretinoin. So
okay.
Do a dry face. And the same with acid, really. You should have a dry face, so let things absorb first.
Yeah, okay.
And anything creamy, put on after the hydration.
Okay.
I would. And what does it do? It just puts water in the skin. I just started reading loads of studies about hydration, and it's really, really important, according to the studies I read.
Great.
So it sounds like, from a dermatologist's point of view, it's not just a fad. It's not just something that people are going on about for fun. It's actually a really good thing for everyone to do to their skin. So every single skin type can benefit from it, really. I guess apart from like 18-year-olds who have really normal, nice skin.
Yeah.
Would there be any point? Because they've already got
loads of plump,
just
hydrated
they're just
skin.
too plump already.
Yeah.
And I mean, I just don't think it's fair. You know?
Do you ever look at your kids' eyes and like skin around their like noses and eyes and just think,
I look at it all the time.
So plump and
how plump it is.
Yeah.
And then I take a selfie with them and I just look like an old hag.
I know, like a crumpled piece of paper next to your like beautiful children's faces.
Yeah. They've sucked the moisture from me.
Thing is though, my mum never told me to keep out the sun, really. She just told me Joan Collins did it.
She was deliberately doing that so that you'd age.
Do you know what? My nine, so my grandmother always said to my mum, keep out the sun, stop putting your face in the sun. But mum said, I'd always come home early from school or college and my nan would be there in the garden, just in her bra and undergarments, just, on a boiling hot July day, sunning. Yeah. And then if she was caught, then she'd get really grumpy and angry with my mum.
No way.
Yes, it's like
bizarre.
You were totally doing it yourself. It's really odd.
That is odd.
Yeah, but so I think my mum would always say, like, careful, don't put your face in the sun, but only when it started to be too late. So she would say, like, oh yes, I didn't put my face in the sun after 21. And I remember being like 25, 26 at the time, thinking, could have done with that, maybe being counselled by her earlier.
Yeah. I think just most of the sun damage is done when you're a child as well.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. It lasts for years and years and years. So look after your kid's skin, even though it's really annoyingly plump.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, great. That's depressing. On to the next one. That's fine. So it's good for all skin types. That's good to know. Because I think I also noticed a couple of people in our chat room saying, my skin felt greasier. Or I wouldn't say...
It shouldn't be greasier.
No. Well, throughout the day, I think. Like, the end of the day, your skin felt greasier.
Depends what you're using, I guess.
Yeah.
It should, Yeah, we'll get on to the products and what they're like. Eczema-prone people with naturally dry skin have the most difficulty, and aged skin as well, have the most difficulty holding on to moisture, which stands to reason. So they would get on with it. Oily skin can be dehydrated, and that can make oiliness and acne worse. It's just generally good for your skin barrier to be hydrated. Oh, I've got this enormous paragraph.
That's really massive.
It is. But I'm going to read it out.
Okay.
Water is absolutely essential for the normal functioning of the skin, especially its outer layer, the stratum corneum. Loss of water from the skin must be carefully regulated, a function dependent on the complex nature of the stratum corneum. The retention of water in the top layer of the skin is dependent on two major components: the presence of natural hygroscopic agents within the cells, collectively referred to as natural moisturizing factors, and the lipids in the skin cells that are arranged to form a barrier to transepidermal water loss. This is called TEWL. So you might have seen TEWL written in skincare groups.
Got you.
And that's what it is, just water evaporating out of your skin.
Okay.
So the water content of the stratum corneum, which is basically the dead skin cells at the top of your skin.
Okay.
So you'd imagine that those dead skin cells are surplus to requirement because they're dead, but they're not. They're incredibly important.
Doing a job.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're just like a barrier.
Okay.
That keeps your skin healthy and safe. So water content of this layer is completely necessary for proper skin desquamation.
Right.
Do you know what desquamation is? So I have a diagram of skin. So basically skin goes from the big fat lively cells at the bottom to slowly dying off cells at the top.
Okay.
So your skin is naturally progresses through the process of dying off and becoming the stratum corneum.
Okay.
And you need it to go through this process at a particular rate for your skin to be normal. And if it doesn't go through that process properly, then you have an issue with your skin desquamation.
Okay.
So if you have problems with the water in your skin will not go through the process properly.
Okay.
So basically, the dead skin cells at the top will not naturally just piss off.
Right.
They'll be stuck there, and you'll end up with like rough, scaly, flaky skin.
Okay.
So people with dry skin get this sort of layer of dead skin cells stuck on the top of their skin that they can't get rid of, because there's not enough water for the process to happen normally. There's been recent discoveries regarding the complex mechanisms of skin hydration. In particular, it has been discovered that glycerol, or glycerin, a well-known cosmetic ingredient, exists in the stratum corneum as a natural endogenous humectant.
Okay.
Hyaluronan. Oh my God, that's hard to say. Hyaluronan.
Yeah.
Which is another word for hyaluronic acid.
Okay.
Which has been regarded as mainly a dermal component. So dermal means it's deeper in the skin.
Okay.
The epidermis is the bit where this is all happening.
Okay.
So it was thought of as something that was sort of deep under the surface of the skin.
Right.
It's now been found in the epidermis, and it is important for maintaining normal stratum corneum structure and barrier function.
Okay.
So glycerin and hyaluronic acid are in the top layer of your skin and are really important for keeping things on the status quo. And natural moisturising factors. So, hydration is all well and good, but just putting water on your skin isn't going to keep it hydrated, because it needs all these molecules to hold the water into them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I've written a list of natural moisturising factors that exist in the skin. Free amino acids. Do you know what amino acids are?
Not really.
Do people know?
Yeah.
Do people know?
Something to do with protein?
Yeah.
Okay.
So amino acids are like the building blocks of protein. What DNA does, it codes for the protein. It tells the cell how to make proteins, which amino acids to put in which place in the protein. So amino acids are the building blocks, and in natural moisturising factors, they're just sort of floating around freely. So the Ordinary has an amino acid serum, and also their NMF moisturiser. That's got a lot of amino acids in it as well. Okay. So they're great to have around. Pyrrolidone carboxylic acid, lactate, so that's like lactic acid. Okay. Sugars, urea, chloride, sodium, so that's just salt, potassium, so minerals really. Okay. Urea, creatine, calcium, magnesium phosphate, citrate. So yeah, lots of minerals, sugar, lactic acid, and amino acids as well. So you kind of want to think about not just water. That's not really going to help you that much. You need the other things in your skincare to help the water to absorb into your skin and actually do the job of hydrating you. Because if you're the kind of person who doesn't stay hydrated naturally, then water isn't going to do the job. So other things that are found in skin that we need in our skincare, so not just the natural moisturising factors, we also kind of want to look for hyaluronic acid, which we all know about. Yes. It's a sugar. It's a glycosaminoglycan.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. That traps water. So 1 gram of hyaluronic acid can hold 6 litres of water.
Wow! My mind is
I
blown.
know.
That's amazing. That's like an ant carrying a really massive piece of bread.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
An ant holding a loaf of bread.
That's so cool.
Glycerol. So
Okay.
that's like a really common ingredient in skincare. Glycerol. It's produced by the skin, and the skin thinks it's great.
Okay.
And then you've got skin lipids and ceramides. So these don't hold water, but they are oily, so they trap the water in the skin.
Okay.
And I was reading a study that these apparently are